Hello and welcome to ESPNcricinfo Dailies, where we bring you the very latest from the world of cricket. I am Rana Kapoor and we start with some rankings news. England pacer James Anderson has breached the 900-point mark in the ICC Test player rankings thanks to his 9 wickets in the recently concluded Lord's Test against India. With this, he becomes only the 7th England bowler and the first in 38 years to do so. On the other hand, India skipper Virat Kohli, who scored 23 and 17 in the last test, slipped down a rank, conceding the top spot to Steven Smith. The biggest mover, however, was Sri Lankan spinner Akhil Dananjaya in the ODI rankings. His career best 6 for 29 against South Africa on Sunday propelled him 22 places to take him to position number 21. Speaking of Sri Lanka and their ongoing series against South Africa, and in what will be the last match of the tour, South Africa will face the hosts in a T20I on Tuesday. Having been battered by Sri Lanka's spinners in the Test series and losing the last 2 ODIs, the Proteas will want to wind up their trip on a high. They would also want to settle scores for their last T20I series against Sri Lanka, in which they were beaten 2-1 at home. Sri Lanka are boosted by their back-to-back wins and will expect all-rounder Thisara Perera to continue his form in the format, with an expectedly flat track at the Premadasa Stadium. Moving over to news from Australia, and batsman Usman Khawaja says he has lost 7 kilos since the South Africa tour in a bid to get fitter and regain his spot in the national side. The left-hander had been dropped from Australia's tour to England in June and had publicly expressed his disappointment over it. Talking to Cricket Australia, he said he spoke with new coach Justin Langer about expectations from him and put in the hard yards. Khawaja is part of the Australia A Tour of India, which is effectively a selection trial for the Pakistan tests that follow. And finally, news about the financially troubled Zimbabwe cricket, where the board has said it will not renew the contracts of almost all of its staff members when they expire at the end of August. The organisation, which had left many top players without pay recently, has begun a radical financial restructure, which also includes reviewing player contracts. The drastic measures, which Zimbabwe cricket says are imperative to preserve the sport, are a consequence of the drip-feed funding that the ICC will provide. In essence, it will no longer receive 2 annual payouts like other member countries do, but will get funds as needed to prevent over-expenditure. That said, Zimbabwe cricket says it remains committed to restarting its domestic season in November and to hiring a small complement of staff to suit its needs.